excited for this episode because we're talking about what you really need to be an in-demand coach that they don't teach you in life coach school. And so I'm excited for this because the whole identity of being a coach is a deep, deep subject, and it's something that I'm very passionate about. Now, interestingly enough, last week I was running the Coaching Mastery 5-day challenge, and it was incredible, mind you. I had around 20 people joining me live every morning, and then straight after that we went into the VIP group coaching call, and there was incredible conversations and ahas, and really going deep around what does it actually take to step into coaching mastery. And I remember, when I first studied NLP, and I remember a session that I was having with one of my mentors, and she was saying, what does it take to be a coach? Like when you book into a coaching course, are you then a coach? When you do the pre-study or pre-work leading up to that training, are you then a coach? When you do the training, you go to the training and you learn all the things, are you then a coach? You passed all your tests, are you then a coach? You get your certificates, and you've got a certificate that says your name on it is accredited. Are you then a coach? Maybe then you're having a conversation with someone and they say, yes, look, I'm really interested in your coaching sessions. Are you then a coach? Maybe then they sign a coaching agreement and they pay you the money. Are you then a coach? Your client rocks up to the session. They come into the session, they do all the sessions, they complete your program. Are you then a coach? Well, interestingly enough, it really depends on when you decide that you are a coach. And when you decide that you are a coach, then you're going to find everything that you need to do as a coach, and to be a successful coach that's in demand and has many clients and is making money and has a business that is successful. You can find it much easier to do all of those things, right, when you decide you're a coach. Okay, the study will be easier. Knowing what to put on your website will be easier. Your social media pages, your business cards, going around and networking, creating content, putting out offers, creating your coaching programs, booking and sales calls, mastering sales and converting, booking in your client sessions, tasking your clients, and delivering the coaching sessions or the programs, asking for referrals and testimonials. All of that stuff gets so much easier when you decide that you're a coach. Because when you decide that you are a coach, it becomes part of your identity. And if it becomes part of your identity, then you're naturally going to do coach things. And as a result, you'll have a coaching business. You'll see yourself as a coach. You'll be getting great results. You'll be in demand. People will want to come and be part of your programs and to be your client. The problem is that most people are looking for something external for them to decide when they're a coach. Okay, so people who don't decide for themselves that they're a coach will spend loads of time looking for the next course, trying to decide what they'll call themselves. They'll spend heaps of time trying to work out what to put on their business cards, what to put on their website, they'll have blocks around their content. They'll be writing forever lists, right? Lists of things that they're going to do. And even if they manage to get a client, if they haven't decided that they are a coach, even when they get a client, they'll convince themselves that something wasn't right? Something wasn't right about the way that they coached that person or the results that the client had. And it might take them a long time to get another client. Okay, so the one big thing that people often miss is the point of deciding that you are a good coach, right? Because from that decision, all actions will flow on to support that identity. Okay, so today I'm going to be going in depth and explaining what you need to become an excellent coach who's in demand, right? And gets incredible results because it comes from you deciding that that's who you are, right? When you decide you're a good coach, when you decide you're an excellent coach, when you decide that people want what you've got, you will have actions that follow through on that. You will create things that match with that. Okay, so this is what I'm going to go into. Hey there, fabulous listeners of the Coaching Circle. It's Toni Everard, your go-to NLP Master Trainer and Business Mindset Coach. Elevate yourself to new heights by joining the Coaching Circle Insiders, a premium subscription membership tailored for coaches and wellbeing practitioners at an incredibly affordable price. Inside, gain exclusive access to a supportive community, valuable resources, and expert guidance on mastering your coaching, communication, and business mindset skills. Let's get close and personal with weekly training and live Q&A to get all your questions answered. Sign up now by clicking the link in the show notes, and I'll see you on the inside. The key to what I'm talking about today is your identity. Okay, this is what I really want you to understand. Now, the problem that most people have is that they think once they achieve something, then they will feel like the person who has that as their identity. Okay, so once I've got all these coaching clients and my clients are getting results, then I'm a coach. Or once I make X amount of money or have coached X amount of clients, well, then I'll know I'm a coach. That's just not how it works. You're not going to get to that point. You're not going to do the things that will give you that result until you've decided that you are a coach. Okay, and you have to decide that it's part. Now, if you've been called to do coaching, right? If you're like, oh, there's part of me that really wants to coach people. I really want to help others. Maybe you've had a coach work with you and you've got these big shifts and you're like, oh my God, this is what I want to do. Then being a coach is part of who you are. Okay, otherwise you wouldn't have even considered it. You wouldn't have even thought about doing it, right? But this is also the key to why imposter syndrome exists, right? So imposter syndrome simply comes from when you make a decision about what it is that you want to do, but you don't upgrade your identity to match. Okay, so you go, yeah, I want to be a coach, but then you continuously look for external proof that that's who you are in your identity, then you're going to feel like an imposter. Okay, so when there's a mismatch between what you say you want to do and the identity that you hold for yourself, you'll get very inconsistent results and you'll feel very uncomfortable and out of alignment. Okay, so the answer is that you've got to decide who you want to identify as. Okay, and this relates to the concept of be, do, have. Right? Be, do, have. Now, most people want to start with the have, right? And then think that, okay, once I have that, then I feel like I am that person and I will do the things. That will come naturally. But it just does not work that way. Okay, you have to start with the being. So once you start with the being, who am I being? Then you will naturally do the things that will lead you to having the outcomes. Okay, so you've got to decide that you are a coach. You've got to decide you are a coach. Because if you decide you are a coach, even before you've gone to a training, you're going to study and take on that learning in a whole completely different way, right? You'll be thinking about it as a coach. You'll be taking it on as a coach. Okay, so the thing you've got to remember is that your identity does not equal your skill base. Okay, so you can decide you are a coach and then build your coaching skills from there. I'm not suggesting that you decide you're a coach and just go coaching people without any idea what you're doing. I'm saying you decide you're a coach and then build out your skills from there, right? Then take actions from there. So because I can tell you there are plenty of coaches out there who are doing extremely well, who aren't necessarily the best coaches in the world, but they choose to believe that they are a coach and they take action on that belief rather than worry about whether they know absolutely everything they need to know about coaching before they start, right? Now, I'm not saying that, you need to be bad at coaching, but like if you're waiting to be the best coach, like if you're looking at Tony Robbins and going, well, I don't know as much as Tony Robbins, so I can't be a coach. Well, you're not serving anybody, right? There's plenty of people out there that are coaching who have the certainty about what they're doing that aren't necessarily better than what you are. Okay, they just decide that that's their identity and that's what they're doing. Okay, and so, you know, the beauty of being human is that you are the creator of your reality. You can change and recreate yourself however you choose. Right? That's the facts. You can change your beliefs, you can change your values, you can change your self-image, you can change your language, you can change your actions, you can change your behaviors. Okay, and so I'm going to give you some things that you can think about and ask yourself and adopt to shift your identity. Okay, so the main thing that I want you to know from this, what I'm talking about, is that it's the decision you need to make that you are a coach, and then taking on the characteristics of being a coach that is going to make all the difference. Okay, there's nothing external that's going to happen that you're suddenly going to have, you know, wake up one day and go, oh my God, I've been touched by the magic coach wand and now I'm a coach, right? You have to decide it. So, right, let's think about as an identity, if I have the identity that I'm a coach, what are some of the beliefs and values and things that I need to have for myself, right? And the first one is, do I like helping people, right? A coach likes to help people. A coach likes to help people in an empowering way, okay? A coach isn't a fixer. You're not going around fixing problems for people. A coach helps, empowers people, right, to help them find their own solutions. So do you like helping people in that way? Okay. Have you been trained in some coaching skills? Because this is important. Do you have skills as a coach? And you can decide you're a coach and still know that you've got to go and do some coach training so that you can be very good at coaching. Right? If you have been trained in coaching skills, then definitely that's part of how you know that you are a coach and that you decide you're a coach. Okay. The next one is your intention to help people make a positive change in their life. Okay, because this is one of the things that I see people get caught up on is, oh, what if I do something and it doesn't work out and whatever else happens. Right? I don't know exactly what's going to happen in every coaching session that I have, but I do know that it is my intention to help people make positive change in their life. And so from that intention, I know that I can go into every coaching session knowing I don't have to be perfect, but I know I'm acting from the place of good intention, right? My intention is to help people make positive change in their life. Right? So is that your intention? Are you coming from that intention? Or are you coming from the intention of, oh my God, I don't want to step up. Oh my God, I don't want to make a mistake. Oh my God, I don't want people to think that there's something wrong with me, right? Your intention needs to be outward focused. What do I want to be doing for these people? If you're focusing too much on yourself, your intention's probably more about not looking silly than it is about helping other people, right? So where's your intention set? That's an important thing for being a good coach. Okay, now, the other thing you want to ask yourself is, have I been able to follow the steps that I am going to use with my clients to make a change in my own life, right? Am I walking the talk? And I'm not saying that you have to have your whole life sorted out, because the thing is, as humans, we're designed to always search for more, right? So you'll achieve a goal and then you'll have a bigger goal. Right? Are you now in a place in your life that at some time in the past you'd only hoped to get to, and then you achieved that? You might have more things where you want to go in your lifetime, and that's okay. You know, you're also human. There might be things that go on in your life that you don't have control of, but how do you respond to them? How do you deal with that when stuff goes on in your life? Right? Do you walk your talk? Okay. You know, and this is the main thing is, you know, if you're teaching people, for example, or helping people to stop smoking, then you would at least need to be someone who's managed to stop smoking. All right. if you're still smoking, you can't make yourself stop smoking. Well, then no, you can't be someone that helps other people stop smoking. That wouldn't work, right? So you want to know, am I helping people with stuff that I can do for myself? Right? That's important. And do you know, or have I helped other people do it at least? But are you congruent in that, right? The next one is, do you know that your client has to take responsibility for getting their own outcomes and that you are there to guide them to finding their own solutions and outcomes? Okay, this is an important part of your identity and knowing as a coach, is that it's not your job, again, to fix people. It's not 100% your responsibility for people's outcomes, right? This is an important thing you have to know as a coach, because it's an empowering thing for your clients, right? Like, you need to know for yourself that, yes, I have certainty that if people follow the steps of my process, they will get a result, okay? But it's not my responsibility to make them do that. It's my responsibility to communicate that to them, that that's what they need to do. And as a coach, I know that my client's results is their responsibility. My responsibility is to give them those steps, to guide them, to shop and do my part. But they also have to do their part. And I need to communicate that with them really clearly. Okay, so if I think I'm not a coach and I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to help someone change? That's not being the identity of a coach. Okay? So you need to step into that place. A coach knows that your client is responsible for their outcomes. Right? That's an important thing to take on as a coach. The other thing is you need to have adopted a state of certainty. Right? As a coach, you need to come from a place of certainty. And this certainty has to cover a lot of areas. Okay, so number one, you need to have certainty that, as I mentioned, that if your client follows the process step by step, that they'll get a result. Okay, two, you need to have certainty that you will be able to deal with whatever comes up in the session with your client when it comes up, because you will. You will be able to deal with it. Okay, you don't have to know all the answers for every single thing in one coaching session. If something comes up that you don't know the answer to, you can find out and deliver to them in the next coaching session. Okay, you're going to have certainty that when you're working with someone, you know more about this coaching process than what they do. You have to have certainty that in yourself that you can deal with whatever situation arises. Right? You have to have certainty within yourself that you can deal with your client's reaction to anything that's going to happen. Okay, so often when people aren't acting as coaches or don't take on the identity of coach, they're worried about what will happen and how will I respond and what will I need to say and all that. It's a lot of uncertainty. Okay, you need to get yourself into a state of certainty. And it's not saying that you know everything that's ever going to happen. It's certainty that you will deal with the situations as they arise. Okay, so the more you can get into a state of certainty that you have access to all the resources that you need, that you'll know everything that you need to know when you need to know it, that your clients will follow this process, they will get their results, right? If you have certainty in all these things, then your clients are going to follow through and take action. Your certainty needs to trump your client's doubt. You need to have certainty that you know more about mindset and coaching than your client does. Okay, your certainty needs to trump your client's doubt. People are looking for certainty. When people have got problems, they've got a lot of uncertainty. So as a coach, you need to take on this state of certainty, right? So that your clients have confidence that you're going to take them on a path to their solution. Okay, people follow certain people. And certainty is a state. Certainty is a state. So you need to decide to get into a state of certainty. And in NLP, we know that states, we can be in any state at any time we choose. Okay, it's not something external that needs to happen. So certainty is very important. Okay, and you know that you're going to have certainty that you have spent more time, energy, and you have more experience in studying and learning and growing than your clients have. Right? It doesn't mean you know everything more than your clients do, but for what you're helping them with, you do. Okay, I've got clients who have, turn over $20 million in their business every year. I don't know more about business in that aspect than my client does, right? But what I do know more about is NLP and coaching. And I do know how to unpack their thoughts. I do know how to find out the structure of how they're putting things together in their mind. I do know how to find what is unhelpful for them and help them shift it. Okay, so that's the thing that you need to get into. And the other thing that you need to know is that you are going to keep getting better and better and better as a coach the more people that you work with. Okay, the more people that you work with. And you also want to know that the right people will come to you at the right time. Okay, so, the client that I have that's doing, 20 million in his business was not coming to me as a client when I first started my coaching business. I grew into having clients like that. There were different clients that I had. So you know that as a coach, you're going to know that the right clients will come to you at the right time. And you will know. You will know. That's part of the identity that you want to have as a coach. Okay, then there's other parts of your identity that you take on as a coach as well around business. Okay, so unless you're coaching for another company, you need to take on the identity of a business owner. So what's the identity of a business owner? Well, that you think that sales and marketing and conversions and managing your business are important to you. You choose to make that part of your identity. Right? That's really important. If you want to have your own coaching business, you also have to take on the identity of a business owner. So that might mean having a business coach, might mean learning things about business, sales, marketing. Now, there's plenty of things. There's most councils, and I know definitely in Adelaide, the councils have business hubs and things where there's loads of free courses and different things that you can go to get in that space, to be around other business owners and adopt that identity, right? And so, as a business owner, there's different characteristics that you need to take on. Right, that you've got to be more willing to take risks, and then you've got to be more willing to try things and find if it doesn't work and keep going. Right, so this is really important. So these are all of the really important things that you need to look at for your identity. And this is the thing, I don't want you to listen to all these things and go, oh my God, I don't have that, I could never do it. Right, that's not helpful. To take on, what I really want you to get from this is that wherever you are in your identity now, you can identify what's working for you and what isn't. Okay, and then I listen to these things that I've been speaking about and look at how you can adopt that as your identity. The other things you can do is get into proximity with other people who are doing what you want to do. Okay, I've always done this for myself. I'll pay for proximity. I'll get as close as I can to the people who are already doing what I want to do in a way that I understand, in a way that I admire, so that I can take on the identity and get the same kind of results. Okay? And this is why when I work with people, I'm very generous with them having access to me and my thinking and my experience and how I look at things, because I know I can teach them all the coaching skills. That it's that taking on the identity of being a coach that's going to make the biggest difference, right? That's the biggest difference. And it's the thing that you are totally in control of. You are completely in control of, right? So what I want to ask you today is, what is it that you're telling yourself that's stopping you from shifting into the identity of being a really good coach? Okay, what is it that you're going to call out within yourself and decide that you're going to change? Because you can decide to change anything. And it does take some repetition. It does take some guidance. It does take you deciding to be in control of your own mind to make that happen. Okay, it takes you to be at cause, to take responsibility for creating different outcomes, but it is possible. So this is what I want you to shift your focus to, right? That you're going to decide today that you're going to become an excellent coach, that you are an excellent coach. And then from that place of deciding that's who you are, your behaviors will naturally follow. And those behaviors will turn into the results of what you have, which will be more clients, more money, more success, more result, more satisfaction. Okay, and a very, very rewarding career.